a 7-6 record, 3-5 in the conference. They're going to have to contest against the top team out of the Coastal Division. That is Georgia Tech. Obviously, Duke finished up in second. Do you think that Virginia Tech has any shot to compare with those football teams next year? Their last game was a win against the Cincinnati Bearcats of all football teams.
Yeah, that wasn't even in a bowl game, a team that didn't even compete in a bowl game this offseason. So Virginia Tech has a lot of work to do, and it's good to see that they have two players out of an All-American game going to their school. And like you said, the ACC is an emerging conference, a very tough conference. Teams mostly known for basketball play all of a sudden now compete very high in football, like Duke, UNC. Those are perfect examples. And this last season, they were actually pretty formidable in the ACC.
Yeah, 500 in the ACC conference isn't half bad. Pretty nice win against Cincinnati as well, 33-17. They were able to close out the year on a high note. The Virginia Tech Hokies, of course, coming out of that East. And really, I think if you can add some defense in the ACC, you can compete with just about anybody. This is a conference that prides itself on its defense, not a bunch of high-flying, of course, led by Florida State. Many know for defense. So to add a player like a Mook Reynolds, definitely a plus for that team in 2015. They'll go back this Team East to their other quarterback. That's Lawson, who did commit to Virginia Tech. And the delay handoff on a first down will go to the way of Eric Swinney, make it a gain of 1, maybe 2.
So some positive yardage for the East finally, and we'll see if they could amount to something. And let's see if the East can now at least get into the West territory.
Second down and 7 for Marquise Lawson, just committed to Virginia Tech. If you haven't heard it about 1,000 times here on the National Sports Station. Handoff to Eric Swinney, bounces outside, gets a first down, squirms his way all the way to the 34-yard line. Make it a gash ahead for 12, move the chains.
Boy, Ole Miss is really happy to get Swinney. Swinney, 5'11", 190, runs hard. He knows how to move his feet, and that's a key when playing a running back position. Don't you ever stop moving your feet.
He's ranked 178th in the nation. It's a 4-star thumper out of Sandy Creek High School in Georgia. He'll get the call again up the middle, spins out of one tackle, looking for room, and it'll be swallowed up right after a gain of 1, maybe 2. Tackle made by Malik McMorris. He's in there on the stop to go along with for Team East. That is Roseboro Darien.
So out of the 16 undeclared players here, now we have 14 undeclared players, and I guess the other 14 remaining will make their announcement National Signing Day, which is Wednesday, February the 4th.
Still a little way away from that, but most players, fortunately, have already committed here in this All-America Bowl. Lawson will keep outside of the 40, has room across midfield into enemy territory, 40, 35, stumbles on his own feet, and is dropped at the 33-yard line right when Team East needed a play to open up this football game. It's a quarterback keep for a gain of 39.
So Lawson, this is exactly what we were waiting for. We were waiting for the play that was going to be a big one. And here Lawson getting a huge chunk of yardage and leading this East into finally West territory.
It's the first play the entire quarter in enemy territory. Team East at the 32-yard line of West going in. It's a 3-wide set. Lawson operates with the other running back coming out of the backfield. That is Larry Scott, and he will bully his way to the 25, make it 24 for a gain of 8.
Larry Scott, a Michigan State commit, showing us what he does best, and that's just run over defenders, acting like a big boy. Not the biggest guy at only 5'11", but hey, acting like he's got a big heart.
Larry Scott had 38 rushing touchdowns at Hubbard High School in Ohio. He'll flank the quarterback here. A 3-wide set for Lawson, who has yet to complete a pass. It did have the 40-yard scamper. Lawson fumbles the football and is picked up by Team West. They're on the move down to the 45-yard line right when Team East was looking well on their way to an opening score. It's a fumble recovered by the West.
And it was Bryce English out of DeSoto High School in Texas. Uncommitted to a school, but showing us his size right there, getting into the face of the quarterback and just stripping him. No, he came in untouched.
Yeah, Lawson, a man who used to play at Hillsborough High School, only fumbled the ball once during his 3-year career in Tampa, Florida. I know this doesn't go under the books, but a man who's going to Virginia Tech cannot make those type of plays. 1st and 10 for Team West at the 45-yard line. It's the backup running back to the outside and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Impressive tackle by Arrington Farrar, but that was Jamichael Hasty, the Baylor commit, to the outside for no gain.
And now a new quarterback is in for the West, Brian Lewerke out of Pinnacle High School in Phoenix, Arizona.
Michigan State commit. Back to throw. Lewerke checks it down underneath. That'll be the backup running back, Jamichael Hasty, and he'll try the very best he can to get some yardage. It's a gain of 2 or 3. And down he goes, make it 3rd down and 7.
So we'll see if the turnover game will cost the East some points here. Lewerke trying to manage a score for the West, a 0-0 game. And we're just about to end the first quarter, Nick.
Lewerke operates out of a 3-wide set. Malik Lovett is the man in the slot. Back to throw, looking left, fires that way. Has the tight end who will ramble ahead for a Team West first down. And he's knocked out of bounds. Jordan Davis, 6'5", 252, Dan. And he's able to ramble ahead for a gain of 9.
Jeez, I mean, Jordan Davis out of Clear Lake High School in Houston, Texas.
He
looks like a big lineman. He doesn't look more like a tight end.
Handoff up the middle to Jamarque High, to Jamichael Hasty, my apologies, and the run will gain 1 or 2. You look at that 6'5", 252 stature of Jordan Davis. He's undeclared, but boy, could this man play just about anywhere at the Division I level.
How about showing his soft hands? Usually big boys like that tend to have no hands.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
In this situation, he's showing us what a big man with hands could do. And hey, for any team to get him at the tight end position is going to be blessed in the running game. He's going to be a guy who could instantly contribute in a blocking scheme. He could be a decoy.
You can already see those runs to the outside have paid big dividends for guys like Larry Scott and also the backup Jamichael Hasty, both of which are playing relatively solid here. We are at the end of the first quarter. No score between Team East and Team West. Of course, this has been for the last 3 installments of the Semper Fidelis All-American Bowl defensive games. The last 2 years, the games have been a 17-14 final. So we look at this 0-0 ball game, and these defenses are right where they left off from a couple years ago.
Yeah, and it goes back to not being a team during the season. These guys, they come from all over the country, and then you expect them to practice less than a week and perform at the highest level that they usually tend to do. It's a tall order and tall task to call for.
It's the same with at the beginning of the year. You see at football plenty of high-scoring affairs. Then the defenses finally catch up. But it's when these offenses are playing with their left hand does it really become a problem. But one other thing, we're going to look later on in the game at Team West's #1 overall player. That is the #3 quarterback in the country, John Kolar, an Oklahoma State commit. Has not played thus far, but I'm sure we will see an aerial assault once he enters the lineup.
Yeah, a guy who's already committed, like you said, to Oklahoma State, a school known for their quarterbacks. And you talk about guys from the past. Brandon Whedon is some guy that I'm reminded of, a tall guy with a strong arm, and he's pretty much the same type of a guy, just very tall, strong arm, and he'll instantly be able to contribute to Oklahoma State.
John Kolar out of Norman Norton High School in Oklahoma, and he came right home to Oklahoma State. There are some interviews, so it'll take a few minutes here. Again, thank you all for joining us. You are tuning into the National Sports Radio station on Spreaker.com. This is the Semper Fidelis All-American Bowl. Dan Gadino, Nick Rice joining it. And Dan, your thoughts, not just about these players, but the first quarter of action here. We have no score at the end of one.
It wasn't pretty, bottom line. It was a struggle, and there's so many rule changes that occur in these all-star games. The offense isn't allowed to do certain things, so the defense is instantly given an advantage. Like, here's an example. There's no empty formation, so you're not going to see the 5 wide receiver sets that we're used to seeing at the collegiate level. You know, the spread offenses, that's instantly cut off, and with the game changing so much, and that's usually
how you see guys like Jordan Davis make receiving plays like we just saw.
The offense is not allowed to go in motion, so there's no motion. The quarterback can't call someone, to go behind him. You're not going to see the end arounds, the reverses, none of that going on today. No double tight end formations, so you're not going to see the big packages. So instantly, of course, we're going to see a low-scoring affair with great defenses going at it, or what's perceived as great defense.
Well, the game summary. These offenses have combined for 6 first downs. That's all. Only 1 by Team East. That was the long scamper by the quarterback, Marquise Lawson. Of course, there was a fumble in this game. There was a missed field goal in this game. And all of a sudden, just one play from Team West can change the entire complexion of this football game. It's, again, Brian Lewerke on a 2nd down and long, a pump fake, and will chuck it away incomplete, going in the vicinity of his backup receiver. That's Kame Siverand, Texas A&M commit. All of a sudden, Team West faces a 3rd and 9.
You could see how the bad offense has affected the gameplay of others. You see guys just walking around. Not a lot of emotion involved in this football game yet.
Yeah, these guys aren't entertained either. Lewerke with a deep drop out of the gun, looking long, going deep down the field, and it's nearly picked off. Incomplete, going back to Kama Siverand. All of a sudden, with a 4th down and no man's land, it looks like that offense is going to stay on the field.
Yeah, wide receivers running a different route. The quarterback's throwing a different route, and so miscommunication continues here for the West.
A late decision by the Team West coaching staff to elect to kick this one away. Already one bad kick by Joshua Williams and a missed field goal for the young man. And all of a sudden he's back to punting duties, back deep to receive. Humphrey standing at his own 10. A low snap handled, though. James Williams boots this one away. It's an angled kick inside the 5 and will bounce through the end zone for a touchback. James Williams following the nice long drive from Team West. That'll be a punt of only 22 yards. Ugly kick, and it's been an ugly half for these offenses as Team East begins their 3rd drive from their own 20.
I'll have to forget, but for these players, a very memorable occasion occurring for all these guys. These guys were flown out of all parts of the country, practically all 50 states, and here they are in Carson, California, living out a dream. I mean, they were staying in nice hotels here in Southern California. Everything's paid for, nice equipment, the helmets on top of their heads, the shoulder pads. It's all new stuff, so a luxury to be here if you're playing in this one.
Joe Burrow, a luxury to be committed to Ohio State on a full-ride scholarship. 1st down and 10. The quarterback will toss it over to his main tight end. That'll be a ramble for 8 and near a 1st down.
So Joe Burrow finally getting something together, rolling out to the far side, hitting his tight end in a decent game. It'll be 2nd and short. Expect the playbook to now open up.
Carl Tucker, North Carolina commit with the 8-yard grab. Now 2nd down and short. Handoff up the middle to Larry Scott. He's got a 1st down. Wiggles 45. And he's stripped up right around there, making a gain of 7. Move the chains. Team East on the move here with no score. 11:06 to go, 2nd quarter.
It's good to see some production out of these offenses. It also gets us in rhythm, doesn't it?
Wake us up a little bit. We've been taking a nap all opening quarter. All of a sudden here, another 1st down from the 36, hand off to the other back. Nice. That's number 24 for Team East. And Eric Swinney is swallowed up behind the line, making a loss of 1.
No gain there. The defensive line for the West just stuffing that in the middle and just looking strong.
Eric Swinney, Ole Miss commit. He's flanking the quarterback here. And Joe Burrow will operate out of a 3-wide set. As you mentioned, no empty sets for the rest of the football game. Burrow steps up, nearly gets sacked. He'll keep himself, wiggle to the 40, and wrapped up, taken down after a gain of 6. Richard Moore, undeclared linebacker at 6'2", 210 in there on the stop, and Burrow faces another third down.
Burrow, known as a pocket passer, showing us a display of feet there. And yeah, he's even willing to take a big hit, not sliding, actually taking a tackle there.
3 wide set for Team East.